angels willing to hold us in their arms. When our words of stone are ashes and we both passed on, let forever mean forever and carry on.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Watchman News. We got another knife review video for you. The last time I seen you, we had a knife review video on an EF950 fixed blade knife by Eafengrow, and absolutely love that knife. It is part of my EDC, and so I just can't brag on this enough. I really like the steel, and Eafengrow has a very wide variety of knives, and I did a review video already on this knife. If you hadn't seen it, check it out. It's awesome, and I go through in detail why I like it. I'm going to do the same today, because once again, let me put this back in if I don't stab myself in the back in the process, which is always a plus, right? For some reason. There we go. Okay. However, today we are going to discuss the Eafengrow EF950 tactical folding pocket knife. Okay? I love this blade. Let me get that out of the way there. There you go. It's got a nice quick, and I was out of frame there, which was kind of part of the problem. But it's got a nice, solid, quick throw on it. It's not assisted. I didn't mean to hit the tip there. It's not spring assist or anything like that, but it does have a bearing pivot. So let's dive into this just a little bit. Now, first off, you know before that in my EDC I carried the SOG Flash 2. And so I'm going to use the SOG Flash 2 as kind of a comparison on the two. And I'm going to tell you why I'm choosing the Eafengrow over the Flash 2. Even though the Flash 2 is a pretty sweet knife, it's not exactly what I want for an EDC. This Eafengrow $27 knife, $26.99 at the time I'm doing this video, I'm telling you, it's awesome. It is truly awesome. Now, of course, it doesn't come with the double DNA paracord wrap, so I made that myself. And you want to be careful with these. You don't want to make them too long, too short. You want to get them just the right length so they don't get in the way. And they assist you, not inhibit you, so that's important. Nonetheless, awesome, awesome blade. Let's dive into this, and when I say let's dive into this, we're actually going to dive into it. I'm actually going to pull it apart, and I'm going to show you what this is like on the inside. Anyway, let's get started on the details. So, it says D2 steel blade with a G10 handle. And I love the handle. It's nice. It's easy to hold on to. Ergonomic is not the word for this handle. This thing in my hand fits so beautiful. I love it. No jimping. So just like the fixed blade that I have, there's no jimping. I'm good with that. If you have to have jimping, but you like this knife, if you've either got a mill or if you're handy with a Dremel, put yourself some jimping on it, right? It doesn't matter to me. Jimping is not a make or break for me. That's a tactical thing. Okay, there's a lot more important things with a knife than jimping. So let's continue, shall we? Total length is 7.87 inches. The blade length is 3.35 inches. The handle length is 4.53 inches, and the blade width is 2.5 centimeters. What it says, the thickness, same as width, is well, I don't know what they mean, blade width and then thickness. Well, the thickness is 0.35 centimeters, sorry. The net weight is 3.7 ounces or 105 grams, okay? It says it's lightweight, compact. Compact, yeah. Lightweight, you know, it's a little heavy in comparison to something like the Flash 2 here. So this Flash 2 is much lighter, okay? But we're going to show you why. Just, you know, lighter isn't always better, right? We're not EDCing because we're going to hike the Appalachian Trail. Okay, lighter is not always better. Anyway, continuing on. Durable D2 steel blade, hardness 58 to 60 HRC. Sweet. Provide razor sharp for ultimate precision cutting performance with strong toughness and excellent edge retention. Knife is ready for anything small but powerful. I would have to agree. G10 ergonomic handle knife. Solid G10 handle has excellent balance of hardness and corrosion resistance. Unique ergonomic, if I can say it, ergonomic design offers a solid grip and comfortable in-hand feel. Easy operation. Flipper ball bearing knife. You gotta love this, right? Ultra smooth, fast opening ball bearing pivot system flipper knife with pocket clip has a simple and reliable liner lock. No, it doesn't have a liner lock. I don't know why that says that. It doesn't have a liner lock, and we are going to get into that. Snaps can open extremely smoothly on its ball bearing pivot. Hey, I'm telling you, I'm reading it word for word here. Is resistant to dirt and prevents unexpected closure. Means it's got a lock. 100% quality guarantee and service. EDC tactical knife on the side of the unit keeps this safe on your pockets or work belt for when you need it most. Eafengrow professional outdoor knife is suitable for camping, outdoor hiking, fishing, survival, and other outdoor emergency activity. Now see, aren't you excited that I read you all of that? You would have never known half of that stuff, and now that you can't think straight, let's go ahead. So, anyway, let's talk about this a little bit. Deep pocket carry clip. Man, my hands are getting sweaty. Deep pocket carry clip, okay? What more do you need me to say? If your folding knife does not have a deep pocket carry clip, do you even EDC, bro? So, deep pocket carry, important for me, important. Now, I said liner lock. I don't do liner locks. Do not do liner locks. Why? Because they suck. Man, I actually met a guy that was missing some digits because of a faulty liner lock. Okay, so no. And to be honest, that was it. That was when I made my decision. I do not want a liner lock knife. Right? So, axis lock. Axis. Notice I've got a thing for axis lock knives for a reason, for several reasons, okay? The other reason is because if you've got gloves on, you go right ahead and you try closing a liner lock knife with gloves on. Oh, Watchman, I can do it. Yeah, I know you can do it, but how much harder is it for you to do it than it is for me with that? I don't have gloves with me right here, but how much harder would it be, or easier, I should say, for me just to pull that back and close that knife, right? Of course, when you're on camera, you never get it right. But how hard would that be with gloves? Not hard. Not even a challenge with gloves. You try getting in there with a little liner lock, with even mechanics gloves on, and it's going to give you a little bit more of a fight. Plus, if that liner lock fails, you are going to have a bad day tater. I'm telling you. Axis lock, man, if an axis lock fails, I really, that was a really crappy knife. That's all I can tell you. But, yeah, axis lock for me, thank you. So, I love the deep pocket clip. I love the axis lock. And the G10 scales with the dimpling that they have on it gives you really nice authority over that handle. I like it. I like it. Let's go on to the blade for a moment, and then we'll tear down into it. So let's go into the blade for just a moment here. The blade design is really important. I went in detail with the fixed blade knife on the blade design, why I chose that blade design, why I wanted that blade design. I went into detail about that. I'm going to do the same on this EDC folding knife here, because this is important. Now this is where the SOG is going to really start falling flat on its face. Okay. The knife, but it's just not. If they would change the blade, then we could talk a little more. If they would change the blade design, we could talk a little more. But I don't see the purpose, and I know, don't hit me in the comments, oh, this is, you could do this, you could, I know, no. The long, flat edge on an EDC blade, okay? Nah, I don't want that. I don't like the long, flat edges. I would rather have that sweeping curve that I talked to you about before. That has a nice sweeping curve. There's no long straight edge. I don't want that long straight edge. You cannot convince me that for most EDC types of purposes that I am going to want that long straight edge over that long sweeping curve. Can't convince me. Not for most EDC purposes or even around the house purposes. I like that long sweeping curve. And once again, you notice how I chose that long sweeping curve. They've got all kinds of handles, all kinds of blades. Man, I sat and I went through their knives for a while. And looked over them a couple times, probably 2-3 times at least, before I finally settled on this one. And, you know, standing kind of funny here, so my sheath is in a weird position on my back. Okay, so, enough excuses. Now, the blade shape, I told you about the long sweeping curve. Now, another important thing about this blade is the angle of the point, okay? And the reason I say that is because if you've got this in your hand, okay, can you see that? That is a straight point, alright? Completely straight, like an arrow. I don't want that, because if you do, God forbid, need to use this, or should I say, Yah forbid, need to use this for defense, you are going to want a straight point. And that's not straight on the camera, I know, but you're going to want a straight point. If you see the handle direction, the point handle, that's straight. So if you're going to want this for a defensive purpose, you're going to want that straight point. If I'm not mistaken, I thought I went over that with this one too. I'm pretty sure I went over that with this one too, about how you hold it and the point, because that's important, right? You're going to want to be able to pierce things. That's the whole purpose of a point, is to pierce. So anyway, that is why I like this blade design over the SOG blade design, okay? SOG really did a nice job on this knife. I'm not complaining. The opening on the flash too is the one way that it shines, and I mean it truly shines above, you know, any other knife I've owned. It's a semi-automatic spring assist, so you know you just have to get that nub started, or the thumb there. You just get that started, and that spring takes over and opens it. Semi-automatic spring assist. I love it. I just don't like that blade design. I even like the handle design of this a lot. Of course, it's got the axis lock, and it's got a lock that really kind of sucks on it that will hold the blade shut. But that blade design kills me. Much better blade design here. I can't say enough about this. Now there's the D2 stamp there for the D2 steel. Let me get up close on that. Out either blinding it. I don't know if it's going to focus. There we go. D2, and of course the logo on the other side. So sharp looking knife. Sharp looking knife. So let me real quick reposition the camera, and I'll see you right back. Now let's pull this baby apart. Let's see what's on the inside. Alrighty, welcome back. Let's pull this puppy apart and see what we got here. I've obviously already had it apart. I already know what we have here. But let's pretend, shall we? Okay, so first we're going to have the G10 scale here. Okay, and you want a close-up of that, if I can get it on the camera the right way, the thickness, sorry, trying to do a good job here. Okay, I'm only going to pull one side down because we can disassemble 99% of it from one side. So I really don't like the idea of pulling the pocket clip off. It does not have a reversible pocket clip. So now let me pull this spring here. It's got a spring you got to be really kind of careful of. I'm going to get my fingers out of the way here and get it focused. Spring goes down in here in this tiny little hole, and it goes up and around there. So got that spring off, like so, and then it is a metal steel frame. I believe that's feels like steel to me. So it is a steel frame. I am going to go ahead and I am going to pop out. Let me pull it off the lock first. And I'm going to pop out the pivot point like that just to get it out of there. Be careful of that blade. Okay. And this come out and slide forward. Okay. So we got it pretty well, almost completely disassembled here. The only thing I don't have is the belt clip, and then you take the belt clip and these two screws out, which I'm going to retighten real quick before we reassemble. That. I want those good and snug before we reassemble it. But I'm not taking off the pocket clip and taking those two off just to take the scales off and the spring off of that side. There's really no point. So, wow, things are already getting dirty again. So, here you go. This is it tore down. It obviously does have drilled holes for weight consideration in the steel frame of it. So, so they did lighten it up a little bit. It's an incredible blade, I'm telling you. Let me get it started here. These back together, and it's an incredible blade. It does have, and I'm going to show you here, it does have the, if I can get it in there right, the ball bearings. I'm trying to get it where to focus. Give it a second, it should. There you go. So, it does have the ball bearings. I was going to look at replacing, there's one right here. You can get metal ones, and I am looking at replacing them, so with the metal ones. So they just go on both sides like that. So, and you can use 3-in-1 oil, but a little bit goes too far, as you can see. So you can use 3-in-1, or you could use Vaseline on this, especially with the bearings. It definitely wouldn't be a bad idea. So anyway, let me put my bearing back on there. Okay, like so. And I mean, I cannot get over the quality of knives that they make. They really do make super good quality knives. You just can't beat that. You can get it apart, you can clean it, lubricate it, take care of everything you need. I need to get measurements on those bearings, so I'm not going to put it all back together on camera. So I need to get measurements on those bearings, because I am going to get some steel bearings for it. So, and I didn't do that earlier with the measurements. However, putting it back together is a cinch. I showed you that little spring, how it goes. So you just reassemble it the way that it came apart, and you'll be good to go. That spring's not that hard. Just make sure that you don't let go of it, because that's one of those springs that will fly 5 rooms away, and you will never, ever, ever find it until the day that you move out, and then it will be right there on the windowsill probably, and you'll be like, what the hell does that go to, right? How many times has that happened to you? Anyway, there you go. That's literally inside and outside of the Eafengrow EF950 Tactical Folding Pocket Knife. And believe me, I shortened the name of that title of that knife by about 50 or so words. So anyway, a link will be in the description of the video. It will be our affiliate link. Please consider using that link if you want to purchase this knife, and it would be highly appreciated. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Shalom.